Welcome to episode 5 of Song of Horror, the horror and the song. You know, why not? Firstly, let's see. Ooh. Daniel was too late. Sebastian P. Husher has died, terrified and trapped in an impossible place. By the way, if I hadn't said it already, that's a fucked up death. Now there is only one other person who has listened to the song and lived to tell the tale. The enigmatic Ariadne Legrand Amsberg. With Argos Legrand's diary in his hands, Daniel, ever closer to the abyss, sets off to research the old woman's distant past. The bells toll and the hour draws near. Yep, so this time so here's my guess for what's gonna happen here. Okay, first off, this isn't gonna make any sense though, because like at the end of episode 2, I think it was the end of episode 2, they go to the old woman's house, knock on her door, and she just answers. But since this one's an episode now, that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be all fucked up. So here's what I think is gonna happen. I have prognostications already because this game's plot isn't that complicated. Maybe they will, maybe they won't knock on the front door again. And the narrated comic style cutscene things. Regardless, she won't answer, because she's had that box in her possession for some time now. Which honestly makes Daniel and those guys out to be complete fucking pricks, because they unintentionally killed the woman. I think she's dead. And I think that towards the end of the episode, you find her corpse. And then once you find her corpse, Daniel just kills him. So, he says, fuck, every single person that I've seen or met who's come into contact with this shit killed themselves. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna kill myself. Right? Unfortunately, since this game doesn't really seem to care about its characters, I don't think that it's gonna matter much. I think that the game's just gonna end with Daniel probably cutting his own throat like he did in the mirror. I think he'll just do it. So. But let's see how right or wrong I am.
That place, that melody. God, I need to find something. There must be something here. Faber, Husher, every single person who attended that cursed concert in the Abbey, the entire Legrand Amsberg family and I, we all heard the song. Argos Legrand's diary, which I found in that place beyond reality, was my only hope of unveiling something, anything that could take me down a different path than the rest. And yet, Legrand's notes seemed like nothing more than erratic and incoherent ramblings of a broken mind, so demented that no one could put them together in any order, much less understand them. But I found something towards the end that made some kind of sense. Although, I wish I hadn't.
It's all over. Just a moment ago, like every night, the song was invading my dreams, grating incessantly. I woke up, soaked in sweat, and veiled by the shadows. Natalie was sleeping, but I was not. This time, it had to stop. I was hell-bent on destroying the source of that awful song. I went down to the basement and tore down the same wall I built myself. With each blow, I cursed the moment I decided to bring that melody into my home. I couldn't take it any longer. There she was, behind the wall. my wife, huddled in a corner, holding Elaine in her arms. I froze. If Natalie was there, what kind of diabolical creature was sleeping by my side? Monsters. All of them. My beloved Elaine, Natalie. The monsters had locked them away and wanted to take Ariadne. They wanted to take my baby. I grasped the mallet, determined to do whatever it took. I would not allow those fiends to take my daughter, not without a fight. They would rue the day they tried to harm my family. I would kill the monsters and the black figure and find my little girl. I followed them throughout the house. Every room was shrouded in darkness. There was something unnatural in the air. The melody had transformed into a choir of blood-curdling howls. But I finally cornered them in the bedroom, where I finished them off. I drew blood, and it flowed like a well from the grotesque black figures while they screamed and writhed, the vile, deceitful fiends. And then I went back to the basement, and there was nobody there. Natalie and Elaine had disappeared. No, that isn't true. They had not disappeared. They had never been down there. They were upstairs, in the bedroom, where I had left them. There were no monsters in the house. Except me. Only me. Only me. And the presence.
Baron to say whatever. A psychiatrist from the Jeremy Hartwood Mental Hospital was the doctor who treated Ariadne LeGrant Amsberg.
God, it ends like this? Wait, what is this? Jeremy Hartwood Mental Hospital, 1920. Psychiatric analysis and treatment of patient Ariadne LeGrant Amsberg. Dr. Berenice Prestegard. Oh Christ, I can barely stand up. I really need help with this.
Oh, and this is where we get... Oh. Lydia. That's interesting. By the way, that opening story is fucking fucked up. But it does... Okay, so I read between the lines on what he was talking about the narration. So here's what's happening. It's stealing people and causing them to have visions. Now... I can't determine for correctly right now, but either those people in the basement were purely visions and then he killed his own family, which is what seems to happen, or there's a possibility that the presence, in fact, I guess, possessed his family. I think it's a mixture of both of them, honestly. Either way, I'll find out soon enough. Let's see who I'm going to pick. Etienne, don't care about you. Sophie, been using you the whole time. What about Lydia? Lydia Selgari. From humble origins, Lydia became a psychologist and social therapist after losing several friends to the heroin crisis of the 70s and 80s. When she committed to helping addicts to fight their condition. Oh, okay, well, yeah. She met Daniel in detox therapy, right, because he was an alcoholic. After his recovery, they became lifelong friends. Daniel considers Lydia his savior, but also a tireless comrade you can always count on. Alrighty, so, what is her thing but other than Sophie? 5546. 455 something, okay. So here's the deal. I've been using Sophie almost the entire time. But like I said though, during my first 3-episode thing, I chose Erica the entire time from episode 2, and it honestly played out better than it did for Sophie, even the short amount of time I played it with Sophie. It played out better. Mostly, I think it's mostly because that was Erica's domain, so it felt more natural for her to be there. This time around, Lydia's like the hoe with this doctor, so I feel like Lydia will be the most natural person to be there. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna forsake Sophie and I'm gonna choose Lydia. That's how I'm gonna do this. Other characters that I know that can be here, um, there's two other characters that I know can be in episode 5. Actually, okay, there's two, but I only remember the name of one. Erica. Erica can actually be in episode 5. But in order for Erica to be in episode 5, other people, like other characters, have to have died first. And in my playthrough so far, nobody's died, because I'm that good. And before you say to yourself, that's because you cheated and started the game over again. The first time I played through this game, before I got fucked by the whole saving bug bullshit, that is entirely true. This time, not. Um, this time, when I replayed the first 3 episodes, nobody died organically. So, booyah, bitches. Alright, I'll start this soon. A tireless comrade who can always count on. Then why wasn't she in the first 4? Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna choose Sophie. I mean, Lydia, because it's her stomping grounds. Oh? Wait. Do not carry on additional personal item. What the fuck? Wait, hold on, wait, what? Yes, I choose Lydia. Let's do it. Hospital, huh? So I don't, like I said, each episode is based on different horror games. I don't know exactly which horror game this game is based off. This one's based off, but I'm going to assume it's Outlast, considering that it seems like a hospital and asylum place.
Jeremy Hartwood Hospital, an old mental health institution for the rich turned dump, or something worse.
I bet you this is based on Outlast. I'll see. I'll notice. I played Outlast. Okay, sorry to have to say this, but Lydia, okay, the way she was described, I figured she'd be older. Like, she looks young. She looks like she's like in her late 20s, early 30s. Actually, I'm pretty sure her age was on the card and I just didn't see it. Garden, huh? Well, in Outlast 1, you do start out in a sort of open world, an open area before you go to the other crazy shit. Careful, the gate looks really unstable and must weigh a ton. Is that a hint for later? There's even a car there. Anywhere needs to be only like 11 down, not after everything we've been through. At least you got yourself a nice 3-tier fountain. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything here that I can find that would help me in my journey. I won't be able to open that gate, but I don't need to go that way. Okay. So, nothing. Gotcha. So there's pretty much nothing here that I need. Alrighty.
I should take a look at that old power generator.
Well, hold up. See, it still works. Well, shit. Broken handle, though.
Damn it. I think I overdid it.
Oops, we did get a little bit of a replacement. So I need another thing. Okay. That works well enough. Time to go into Mount Massive Asylum, because I think that's what this is based off. Episode 5, The Horror and the Song.
Daniel, you didn't overcome your alcohol addiction to let this kill you. I certainly won't let it happen.
Yeah, because you need the generator first. I wonder how common it is for people, for like doctors to befriend their patients. But I mean like become friends with them overall. Empty drawers and worn down objects, nothing to be done here. I've always liked marine art. Hiding spot, excellent. I really hope this is part of an attempt at dismantling the place. Yeah, this place is really torn to hell. Staircase is fucked. Time to take the staircase, not the staircase. The hallway, to the right. Since everything else is pretty much done. Wait a minute. Mattresses, bed frames, and the furniture. All okay. Outlast had shit like that laying around all the place too, so I feel like this is based on Outlast. Hang on, you know what? I actually tried to look up keypad security. I'm not getting any power. So, generators first thing. I couldn't find out. The gate is locked completely jammed because of the rust. Okay. So I guess that door is the only thing around that's of any use. Come on. There we go. Come on. There's no need to put my fear up. At least not yet.
Well,
there's a stapler on the other side of the glass on the desk. Okay. Okay, I get that it's to hint at some kind of, you know, item, but like, who the fuck sits there and sees a desk with a stapler on it and is like, oh my god, there's a stapler there? Okay. I can't get through here. It's too dangerous to move all that. Standard medical equipment, too damaged to be of any use. Let's go through here first, obviously.
shit.
How is that possible, indeed? Dining hall. Alright. Somebody ruined this painting with those black stains. Stress or psychosis? I don't know. You tell me, girl. You're the psychologist here. I'm just a dude playing a fucking shit. None of the medical centers I've ever worked at had this apparent variety on the menu. I guess the rich haven't changed much. Daniel would probably throw up if he saw so many liquor bottles in one place. Boy, has he changed. I'm so proud of what we accomplished together. Nice. Anyone up for a pint of beer gone bad? Not me. You know what? I want to pause this shit. How long does it take beer to go bad? Because alcohol stays good for like ever. Okay, so I looked it up. And so beer does and doesn't expire. So technically speaking, beer does expire, but it expires after its expiration date by 1 to 2 years. Here's the thing though, even though beer expires, it's still safe to drink. The only thing about it is that it tastes apparently like shit. Although, at least to me, beer tastes like shit anyway. So it tastes like worse shit, I guess? I don't know. Okay, it's like my assumption is that the basic deal is like this. Normal beer tastes like shit, whereas expired beer tastes like diarrhea. But I mean, but if I see shit in the toilet or diarrhea in the toilet, and someone puts a gun to my head and says, "Hey, eat that shit or eat that liquid shit," does it really make a fucking difference? Honestly, not really. It's still shitty to eat that shit, whether it's solid or liquid. So I don't get it. Locked? Oh, not locked. I see many small stove burners instead of several large ones. I guess people have to pick their menu. Don't know. I don't know what was in here, but it looks like they'll never be able to find out. You know what? I made a mistake. Cause this... Yep, hide. This does not seem like it was actually her. Like, the reason I chose Lydia is because I thought that this was like her asylum. You know, kind of like how Erica Farber, how the store was her dad's. But it seems like it's not the case. So now I regret choosing her. I should have chosen Sophie. Oh well. I guess if Lydia dies, I don't give a shit. Judging by the size of that sink, they didn't use large pots. Yep, I'm perfectly fine with Lydia dying. Knives, they could come in handy, but they're in such bad shape they'd probably just fall apart. Let me guess. Oh. Oh, still can't get in there. Gotcha.
Well.
Someone used this cable to make sure that handle wouldn't move.
Huh.
Nah. I feel like I'm gonna fucking die. What's left of old tin goods? I don't need to take anything. What? I guess? I don't know. That's it? I find it eerie how it gave me the listen option even though I've already been to that door. Okay, why would you make it so that this hallway isn't a through hallway? That doesn't make any sense to me. Well, since this isn't a through thing, it means the only thing left to do is to grab this. Why not? Oh, it's a wire thing to fix the fucking handle. Yep.
Oh no.
Nice.
Right.
Fixed handle. That being said, I'm certain there's more shit to explore. And that would also explain the reason why there was the other shit in there. That wine is probably already expensive than 20s. Tell you, okay, tell you what though. If beer expires after like 2 years and this shit's from like 100 years ago, in game, then honestly I wouldn't trust it either. No matter how, yeah, whether it just tastes bad or not, I wouldn't drink that shit. Fancy furniture, this place is classy. Suck my goddamn dick. I guess that's it. I guess this kitchen dining hall doesn't have another specific puzzle to it.
There's something on the table.
Except for this. An old photo torn to pieces in an attack of anger or despair. Put them back together. Okay, well there we go. That's a puzzle. I can't read that shit. From something to someone. I can't read those two. But no, wait. Oh no, from highest to lowest. The 7 numbers are in the photo. From highest to lowest, huh? Oh shit. Okay, so here's the deal. You might think, or you would think, that since this puzzle is as simple as putting a fucking picture together, that it'd be really fucking easy to do. And you would be wrong. And you would be wrong because it's a virtual fucking picture. So not only do you have to painstakingly move each little piece back to where it's supposed to be, but also, the pieces don't fit together real well. So putting this picture together is a pain in the ass in and of itself. And honestly, I can't even get it right because the pictures don't fit well. There will be a piece that I think fits perfectly, but then it doesn't go together. Because I assume that once you finish this picture, it's supposed to just stay together. It doesn't, it won't. And I've been at this for too long to give a shit anymore. Like, I've been at this for a stupidly long amount of time. So, what I have here in my hand, and actually, and I have, in fact, in hindsight, gotten it right, but for whatever reason, probably because I didn't fit them together exactly as the game intends, it won't finish it for me. So what I have here is the exact picture on my phone. This is not cheating because I've already put the picture together, but the game, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be counting it. So I'm straight up just looking at the version that does count. Like, I've already done this, but it's what it is. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys standing. Well, 4 guys standing, 2 guys sitting down. Which is basically what I have there, but just with some missing pieces because I said fuck it. So let's go back here. From highest to lowest, the 7 numbers are in the photo. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, so this time I did cheat. Straight up. Because even having the picture put together with this weird ass note, honestly, I have no idea what the fuck to do. Or I had, past tense, or still don't have any idea what the fuck to do. So I looked up anybody who knows how to solve the puzzle. And every thread I saw was full of people asking, how the fuck do you solve this puzzle? And apparently the devs themselves have even admitted that it's way too cryptic, so they've actually given you hints. And you have to count some shit that's really fucking weird. I honestly have no idea how to do this puzzle. I've been looking at it now for approximately 25 minutes, actually longer than that. I have patience, sometimes. And, I don't know. But apparently you're supposed to get some kind of code out of this puzzle. And by the way, if you think I'm cheap in the fact that I'm looking some of this stuff up, like this puzzle in particular, play this game yourself and try to do this puzzle yourself with no hints other than what the game gives you. Like with those pieces of that picture and this. Try. I guarantee you, 99.9%, you will either say fuck it, give up, and not continue the fucking game, or you will say fuck it and just do what I just did. I promise you that. Try doing it yourself if you think I'm being a bitch. This shit is retardedly, like, I don't know. But the code, apparently, so there's a code, it just tells you. The code, apparently you're supposed to get a fucking code from this. You know, the code is from highest to lowest, and you're supposed to, I don't know. The code is 7643331. That's it. So, I mean, a bit too cryptic if you ask me, but it is what it is.
I think this photo is more than it seems.
No shit, it's more than it seems. But now is not the time to worry about that. Now is the time to take this fixed handle and restart this goddamn generator. Let's see. And one, by the way, am I upset, you know, at how cryptic that puzzle is? No. Because I have ways to find it out, even if I can't do it on my own. And as I said before, but I'll say it again, I do try, like, every puzzle for a half hour before I cop out. That's my time. My time is a half hour. If a half hour goes by and I can't figure out a fucking puzzle, I say fuck it and just... And okay, even then, I do not look up, or normally I don't look up what the solution is. I look up how to do it. But this time was an exception because nobody even knew how the fuck to do it. Alrighty. Alrighty.
Now on to the next.
On to the next generator? Oh, and looking at that puzzle is also another thing I discovered. As far as Erica Farber goes, I can't play as Erica Farber in this episode. I can't. Reason being, because no, even despite having, like, if you were to have characters dead, the only way to play as Erica Farber in episode 4 is if you had certain characters die before episode 4, Sophie being one of them. The only way to play as Erica in this episode, apparently, not only do you have to have certain people dead, but also you have to have finished episode 4 with her. And I didn't. So, which is kind of a damn shame, but it is what it is. Anyway though, I got more shit to do. Now the generator is on, let's see what I can do here. Yes. Morgue, lift security. Oh, wait, hold up. I don't know where the morgue is. Security? I have a theory as to what that just did. Allow me to test it out. Oh, right, it's locked from the other side. Shit.
What the?
Well, you chose to come in here. There we go.
Thank God.
You know, it's a good thing I don't care. I'm playing as a character that I don't care if she lives or dies. Because this isn't her place, so I don't really give a shit. Let's see. Security. Lift. I need to do the lift. Because the lift is... Wait. Let's see. Yeah. A lift is the Brits way of saying an elevator. And this game was made by Brits, as far as I know. So... Why do I call them Brits? Because that's what they are. Hello. Like completely jammed because the what the shit? Keypad, it's not getting any. How in the fuck is that not getting any power?
Well,
There we go. It does. 7, 6, 4. Yep, we've cleared. Who's we? Gotta admit though, it does make me feel safer that this is the security room, but now not as safe because it's a cutscene.
I see some notes there. Let's have a look.
Typewriter.
Ah, Dr. Baroness Prestigard. It's a good start.
Today's session with Ariadne was by far the most productive to date. Not because of the conversation we had, for her mind continues to adhere to the usual extravagant patterns, but because today she asked to get her things back, which led me to a surprising discovery. Down in the storage room, I was convinced I would not find any of the belongings taken from her when she was admitted, but there was nothing further from the truth. There was a diary and a music box. After handing the box to Ariadne, I quickly browsed through the diary, which apparently belonged to her father. And that's where it gets interesting. After years of researching paranormal phenomena, Argus Legrand's investigation led him to the Abbey of St. Cecilia, where a cursed concert had supposedly taken place. After spending a considerable amount of money, he got his hands on the only remaining sheet music from the concert and convinced an acclaimed musician to play the music one more time. The new cursed concert would take place on a steamer that would sail down the Rhine a few weeks later, and both Legrand and his assistants would be there to contemplate the true effects of the song. After the concert, the tycoon wrote the following in his diary. Those ignorant, illiterate fools. I can only laugh at their curse and their stupidity. The only misfortune that damn song has brought is a hole in my bank account. Alas, at least I take the melody with me. I will have it recorded and play it each day for my family. Ha! Those drunk, lazy bastards. Their misfortune was caused by their own stupidity and bad blood. Wanting to put the blame on a song is yet another sample of their total lack of culture. Argus Legrand never knew that the steamer suffered a strange accident, just hours after he got off, that killed everyone on board. And yet his thoughts on the melody eventually changed. They did indeed change.
I can't believe it. Daniel wasn't exaggerating. This is much worse
Than I thought. Let me pause it. Oh, actually, can I get under here? No? Okay. Let me pause it. Because I don't want stupid shit to happen. And I think, and as far as I can tell, pausing like this actually works. So, if you heard Tail, Argos Legrand's a fucking moron. Because if you heard Tail, of a concert in some Saint Cecilia Abbey, whatever, and it did all this cursed shit. Um, so would you would you take the sheet music to play the song elsewhere? Honestly, so I will admit here, some people would. Some people would do that. That's not the part that I'm questioning here. The part that I'm questioning, and the reason why I call him a fucking idiot, even if you don't believe in this shit, like most people honestly wouldn't, right? Even if you're not into it, you're like, what the fuck ever, the song's bullshit, yada yada yada. And he once he plays the thing, he's immediately, oh my God, this is nothing. All it did is create a hole in my bank account. So two things about that. Actually, okay, first off, when I said earlier that some people would do that, nobody would do it. Like, nobody would do some dumbass experiment like that if it costed a shitload of money to do so. Would people do it for free or even for like $5? Yes. But for a considerable amount of money, unless you're getting paid to do so, fuck no. So that's the first part that makes him a fucking idiot. The money involved. Like who would do that if it cost them a lot of money? And like okay, you're paying money for the possibility of something happens. If that something doesn't happen, then you're left with nothing but disappointment, like he thinks he is. If something does happen, you paid money to fuck yourself. I don't understand the logic. So that's the first part why he's a fucking idiot. The second part of it is if you heard a song like that it caused curses and all that, even if you don't believe in any paranormal shit, it's like medicine, right? It stands to reason that you should wait a while for a paranormal thing, right? Like if you have a really bad sickness, let's make it gross. Let's say if you have I don't know, let's say if you have liquid shooting out of both ends, right? Like you're real sick like that. If you get medication from your doctor, you should probably expect to wait a week or two before it starts making a noticeable improvement, right? You know what I'm saying? So why would you automatically assume 5 seconds after playing this song that nothing's gonna go wrong? If it's a paranormal thing, then even if you're skeptic, right? Whether or not I'm a skeptic, it doesn't matter. What that means you're not a skeptic, and decide what you will on that one. Um, but I'm just using logic here personally. For something paranormal, it stands to reason that you should wait 6 months to a year for something to happen. If not, and when I say year, I don't mean just you. I mean you or anybody who played the song or anybody who was there when you played the song or where you played it. So, for example, the Steamliner, because I'm the Steamliner, you should wait 6 months to a year, right? Now that doesn't mean that let's say if the Steamliner blows the fuck up because some sort of issue, like what was that fucking boat? Shit, I forget the name of it now. I'll probably put it on screen. I forget the name now, but there was some sort of there was a calamity. It was like I think it's the second worst maritime disaster ever, right behind the Titanic, and possibly the Lusitania, but it blew the fuck up in the 1860s, I think. Um, yeah, it was just you can look it up yourself. It was a small boat that blew the fuck up and killed like so many people. Um, but nobody knows about it because nobody cares. The reason nobody cares, nobody knows about it, is because it happened around the same time that President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, was assassinated. And so, first ever president assassinated kind of trumps a exploding boat. Um, so, it was in the headlines, but nobody gave a shit. They're like, a boat compared to Lincoln dying, the boat can fuck itself. That was, that sort of thing was a mindset. But you could look up yourself, though, what was called. I forget what it was called. But like if something like that happened though, let's say like a year after, that doesn't mean it was the paranormal shit. But like, let's say though that like you're supposed to go mad or something like that, right? And let's say a year later, like everybody on board, including yourself, like you're seeing hallucinations. You might want to look into that.